Okay, so welcome back once again, guys. Now, in this lecture, I'll be talking about a rolling window, by the way. So, rolling window is nothing but, in a layman way, if I have to explain you that, let's suppose if I have given my today's date, right? And if I'm saying that try to give me a last 30 days of sales. So, that is something called as a rolling window. So, I can keep on changing those 30 days, or maybe I can try to keep on changing my anchor date, which is nothing but a reference date. So like last 15 days, last 50 days, last 2 months of the sales, just try to give it to me. So that is something called as rolling. Let's try to understand. So here we have a date table and we have already loaded this date table and a sales table over here. Now what we have to do, so let's suppose if I'm going to create a new measure. So if I'm going to create a new measure and I'm going to give a name to this measure as rolling 30 days sales. Yeah, rolling 30 days sales. So how I will be able to calculate this particular measure? So to calculate it, just call a calculate function and summation of sales amount. So total sale amount we have to find out based on what kind of a filter. So we are going to apply not filter. So as we are talking about a rolling window, so date, there is a function called as date date in period. Yeah, so there is a function called as date in period, and this is going to take these parameter as a input, as we can see. Yeah, so this function is going to take this particular parameter. So what parameter it takes? So it takes a dates, it takes a start date, it takes a number of interval, and then it takes the total interval, by the way. Yeah, total interval, by the way, and this is going to give you rolling window. So return a dates from the given period. This is what it is going to do. So date in period, and here, so I am going to give first parameter, which is nothing but date column value. So date new, and inside this we have a date key. So as we all know that date key is holding the actual date, right? Date key is actually holding the actual date over here. So I'm going to give a date key over here, then a second parameter. So date key we have given, and then we are going to give a start date. So in my data set, let's suppose I have a data till a certain date, right? Last date. Now from last date, I would like to find out that what was a sales in last 30 days. So to find out a last date, I can just try to call a max function, and max function on top of this date key I'm going to call, so that it will be able to give me the last date. And then I'm going to say that, okay, so for last 30 days, give me basically, or a minus 30 days, last 30 means minus 30 days, just try to give me basically this particular data. So this 30 is going to be a day, 30 is going to be a month, 30 could be a quarter, 30 could be a year. So I have to find out for last 30 days. If I have to find out for last 30 month, then I can call a month. Last 30 quarters, so in that case I can call a quarter. Last 30 years, so I can try to call a year. But for last 30 days, I have to find out, so I can mention a day over here. So it's a very logical thing, right? So date in period, and for these condition, it is going to give me the summation, and this is called as rolling window. So now if I'll go and check that what was our sales in last 30 days from the very last date. So this is the sales that I'm able to see. Now let's suppose I don't want to give a last 30 days. Maybe I would like to give a fixed date, that okay, fine. So from this particular date, maybe a March 31st. So from March 31st, what was a sales in last 30 days? Means from March 2nd till 31st. That is 30 days window. So what was a sales in that 30 days window? I can even do a math. I can even do a calculation based on that one. So let me copy this one, and let me try to create a new measure. And here, so let me create a new measure. And here, so rolling 30 days sales for March. Let's suppose this is something which I have given as a name. So this is going to be same. Now this is going to be same. We are not supposed to change. This we can try to change. So here we can try to call a date function, and we can try to hard code our date over here. As simple as that. So 2023, that is the data that we have, March month, and then 31st. So from 31st, it is going to calculate, right? So from 31st, it is going to calculate for minus 30 days, means from 2nd till 31st, whatever will be the sales, this is going to calculate that particular part. So in this way, for a particular, right? So 58K was a sales. So it is going to do a calculation based on the hard coded value. And this is something called as a rolling window. So I can try to do a math. I can do a calculation for a years, for a quarter, for a particular date, or for a particular month. Everything is possible. It just depends upon my filter, how we are going to do a calculation at the end of the day. So hope all of you are able to understand that how we can try to calculate a sales, or how we can try to apply a rolling window functionality over here with respect to a date, and how we can do a math with respect to that one.